Welcome to Michael's Mailbox. Never gets old, does it?
Never.
Hey everyone, it's Joe and
Michael.
From Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, all that stuff. What are we doing?
We are just reviewing some of the comments from over the week and over the weekend.
Yep, let's do it.
So let's do it. All right, so we did a live in lockdown. Second one.
It's good.
We did on Friday. I think it went okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure if they release us tomorrow, and it's a big if. I'm not sure what we do next week because we can't have live in lockdown.
Well, as I said in the live one, I think it's party at your house on Saturday night. Yeah?
Yeah, bring it on.
All right.
You can help me move some furniture I need moved.
Cool.
Alrighty, so comments made. First one from AB4N1SG. You guys should get some Golden State Mint Silver. Couldn't agree more. I actually contacted the Golden State Mint a little while ago and they weren't interested in supplying us.
We're not not large enough, I guess, for them or something like that.
They seem to be indicating that they can sell their stuff themselves. They don't need us to help them. So they didn't need an Australian representative. So if anyone's got a contact in there, because maybe I was just talking to the wrong person. But yeah, I'd love to get some.
Because they do all the Silver Shield range now.
Yeah, they do.
And we've had a lot of queries about that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't like trying to bring it in through Australian customs. So if we could get a central point, I think it would answer a few people's questions. But unfortunately, they don't seem interested at this stage. The coins, the special that we did, the 5-ounce ox. Yes, they've all sold. We got inundated with emails, which was really good to see. We offered 30 of them out, and all the emails in response were sent out on that evening, the Friday evening.
One per customer.
One per customer. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, they've all been taken up, except for possibly one, which I think I flicked off to the next person in the queue. So, all good. Another great live stream, which is good to see. Patrick Garces. How does the buyback work? The buyback is pretty simple. So you can sell back to us at any time you like for gold, silver. I have to look up platinum and palladium, I have to admit. I've forgotten what our policy is because we changed it slightly. But yeah, the buybacks are done at spot up to the first 50 ounces of gold and the first 100 kilos of silver in a day per customer. And also we limit the size of the bar. So if you're going over a 100 gram bar in size in gold and 100 ounce bar in silver, then you trigger any of those points, we actually bring it back slightly below spot, subject to negotiation. So like I said, we are open to discussion for numbers outside those constraints. But other than that, it's done at spot. You can either come into the store, so level 6227 Collins Street with your loot. You can actually phone us beforehand and lock in a price and either come into the store or freight it to us, and then we test it and make payment at that point. So any of those options are a goer. Is 1 Australian ounce equivalent to a troy ounce? That's correct. All precious metals are done in troy ounces. Yeah, we don't deal in the fluid ounces or anything along those sort of lines. And yes, we are still in lockdown. The one that Matt did, what's in the numismatic cabinet? There's quite a bit of feedback on that one. A few comments about we're trying to send you broke with all the coins we're showing. That's kind of our job, I suppose, not sending you broke, just displaying the coins. So this one always cracks me up. Interesting bits and pieces there. This is from Silversaurus. Some interesting bits and pieces there, mainly just stacking bullion myself, but always like to look at this stuff. You would be amazed at the number of people that only stack bullion right up until they go, "Ooh, I like the look of that," and then they're off and running in the more numismatic side. It's always fun to see. Cabinet's looking great. Thanks for that. A lot of positive feedback from Matt. Coins coming from the Perth Mint are just astonishing. Perth Mint do a great job. They are not the only mint that does a fantastic job, though. There are a few of the others around that do some great stuff as well. Just subscribe. This is from Jamie Frost. Just subscribe. My very first comment goes to Matt. Good stuff. Jamie in Japan. So that's pretty quick. That's the comments off that one. Lockdown 5.1. Not sure how many of these comments I'm going into.
Maybe not. Maybe. Look, we're still in lockdown. That's it.
Yeah, we are still in lockdown.
Might get lifted.
Well, we're hopeful. The numbers are certainly dropping in Victoria. Certainly sympathise with our New South Welshman compatriots. They are doing it very tough up there at the moment. And South Australia is, I believe, still in lockdown, although whether they still will be when this is shown, I don't know. A comment about PayPal and card fees. Yes, we do charge 3.5% for PayPal transactions. We don't actually take cards over the counter here or over the phone. You can only do it through PayPal as well, because there are such big charges on PayPal. On Visa, EFTPOS, that sort of stuff, and most people would understand we work on very minuscule margins, usually somewhere in the 1 to 3% range. So if I'm paying 3% on a card or even 2%, you're obliterating any profit that the company makes. The PayPal fee we don't like, but we can't step around, and it's really the easiest way for the international people to make payment. That's why it's there. If domestic customers want to take advantage of it, then that's great. And there's several reasons why domestic people will actually use PayPal, but just be aware that there is that 3.5% fee on it. Shame you don't have an operation here in Tassie. Yeah, it's not the first time that conversation's gone on, I have to say. There was a comment on there about us not having kangaroos listed on the website. That was an oversight. As soon as I saw that comment, I actually got some more listed. Obviously, there've been some big purchases through. Kangaroos and kilo bars from Perth Mint in silver, we can pretty much keep a consistent supply of. So if they're ever not there, just give us a ring or send us a message. Chances are I've just been too busy and haven't topped up the balance on there. So supplies for those seem to be pretty good. Laurie Williams made a comment about we are offering free storage for the next 3 months. Do I know something? No, I don't. I know very little, which is why I employ people far more intelligent than I am. But the free storage comment we've done for quite a while. We do offer everyone free storage for the first 3 months. Gives you time to start thinking about what am I going to do? Do I want it shipped out to me? Am I coming into store and I just want to, buy a little bit each week until I get in, or I buy a little bit each week until there's enough there for me to actually pay for freight, that type of thing. We're quite happy for people to store it here free for 3 months while they get organised. Locked up with all that shiny. Yes, and does it get tempting? Comment about deliveries to India. We don't actually ship to India. The import laws over there are... There's no legal reason why we can't. It's just the fees going through customs over there are quite steep, and we get a lot of pushback from people, so we end up with quite a bit of stock left unclaimed in Indian customs, and we have to go through the expense of getting it all brought back to Australia. So we drew a line under India and said no more. So I apologise to anyone that inconveniences, but it was just one of those things. Yes, the video we did on the stock that's still coming through despite lockdown seemed to get some quite positive feedbacks. One from Gil Balfours, can you guys stop it? I can't stop buying from you, I'm addicted. I guess that's our job at the end of the day. So I guess we should apologise, but not really. So, yeah. A lot of comments of bring on the ox. Yep. Perth Mint, I made mention of this in the live feed, I think it was. Perth Mint have actually stopped production of all oxes, however you want me to say that. So as far as we're aware, there are no more ox coming through from the Perth Mint in either gold, silver or platinum. So if you see any around, it's the tail end of the stock. I think we've still got some quarters and half gold oxes, I think, on the website. I might stand corrected on that. It's just the tail end of the stock coming through. They are gearing up for the release of the Tiger very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. But if you're after an ox to complete your collection or anything along those sort of lines, don't hang around. If you don't have the one that's going to fill your stack, your collection, grab it now while you can, because very soon you just won't be able to get hold of anything, and you'll see the prices will start to increase within 6 months or so. Why you got to tease us? Yeah, Robin Murray, you're touching on a sore point. Can we see the condition of the Perth Mint kilo bars? Some look beautiful while others have been around the block a few times. I know the value is the same. I still love a shiny kilo bar. Look, and if Perth Mint's watching this, it's not the first time I've made this comment. It's not the first time I've made this comment on YouTube, and it's definitely not the first time I've made these comments to people in person, including the Perth Mint. The presentation of the Perth Mint bars can leave a lot to be desired when they come across from Perth. They come across on a truck 9 times out, or 99 times out of 100. The way they're packed into the cardboard box, they all rest against each other, so they rub as they come across the nullarbor, and it does leave some with marks on them. Sometimes they get milk spot, so that's a quality control out of Perth. I think you've actually captured the statements quite well, and I actually kind of hope Perth's watching this, where people are saying, I know the value's the same, because that's what Perth constantly says to me. They're just kilo bars. They're just that stock standard investment bar. But people love the shiny bar. I love that shiny bar. And, you compare them to something like a PAMP, which is, agreed, you're paying a heck of a lot more for a PAMP. But, they get a plastic box, yay high, there's 15 in a box, they lay 5 along, and then they put a very thick layer of plastic between the 5, and then there's another 5 laid flat, and then another thick layer of plastic, and then another 5 and a layer of plastic, and they're all very well contained in there, and when they present incredibly well. Yes, you pay that little bit more for them, but that's the difference. They are both kilo bars, one just shines up really, really nicely. Unfortunately, we're having a lot of trouble getting PAMPs in at the moment, so I'm really pushing a product that we can't supply. But some of the Perth Mint bars look sensational, and some of them just have that rubbed look or that slight milk spotting. So nothing we can do about it. It's just a matter of that's how the Perth Mints present sometimes. So Wade Peterson, my question is, how do I get my stack tested? If you're not local and you seem to indicate you're not, get friendly with a bullion dealer who has an XRF. You can always buy one yourself. They do cost around about 25 to 30 grand brand new. And I have to say they hold their value secondhand. But the best way is to get friendly with a bullion dealer that's got one and take your stack in to have it tested. If you are within spitting distance of Melbourne, or if you visit Melbourne semi-frequently, you are more than welcome to bring them in here, and we are happy to test things for you if it's quiet. If it's busy, obviously you go to the end of the queue sort of thing. We're a business at the end of the day, but we are more than willing. There are also a couple of other methods that you can, like testing things that you can get hold of that are a little bit cheaper and are quite good. But again, you'd have to lay out 2, 3, 4 grand for them. So, a few comments about what's in the big box that we had in the corner of that one. Stay tuned, we will do an unboxing on it. What do we got here? Don't forget tomorrow's live stream. I need to apologise to Ozguy. I never asked Matt to do the 1930s penny burst that you requested on there. So I'll endeavour to get Matt even to probably do his own video on it. Would probably be good. I think a few people would be keen on seeing that, because it is a bit of a specialty that 1930 penny. Also a comment about fractional Valcambis. We do stock them when we can. I actually think we've got 1 or 2 100-gram golds in at the moment. So anyone who doesn't know the Valcambi combi bars, they'll be a 20-gram or a 50-gram or a 100-gram in gold or silver. They do some silver ones, and they're actually designed for you to snap off like a Kit Kat bar type of thing, where you can break off a gram at a time. They also do a 1 ounce one where you can break off a 1/10 of an ounce off the bar. So we do stock them when we can. I do have 1 or 2 100-grammers at the moment. I don't have any of the other types in that I'm aware of, but we are in the queue and trying to get hold of some. they come in from Europe, so it's not as easy as just place an order. Always, there's quite a bit of hassle getting them into the country. The RAM listing that we did with the Ox, was it it had the Ox and the Southern Skies on it.
Yep.
So a lot of good feedback on that one. The couple of comments was and this one's from the Midnight Gardener. Never noticed the Kanga privy on last year's. Believe it or not, I hadn't noticed it for quite a while. I had noticed it previously.
Oh,
You hadn't?
I never noticed it at all. No.
No, I had noticed it, but I think we'd stocked it for like 3 months before I actually saw it was there.
Yeah.
Customer pointed it out to me. And yes, the platypus is on this one, and it looks great. I think it's the same design, but just with that twist. So it's really good to see, because the design, and I think Matt touched on it, it's actually a tribute to the gentleman who had designed most of our coins. So it would be a shame to ditch the design, but it gives that little difference between each year just by sticking that privy mark on there. So it's really good to see. The progressive gold bug, Matt with his Outback boots. It's actually a policy here that we've just introduced that I use guys generically. I've got to stop doing it. All the girls and guys that work at Bullion Now use steel cap boots or shoes. You can get steel cap sneakers or professional boots. They can be steel or the composite. Because we do deal with heavy bars, and I know that every so often one goes astray and lands on a foot, and it's for OH&S reasons. So he's not wearing them because he's a steampunk. He's actually doing it because it's actually a company requirement here.
I can't believe you know what a steampunk is.
I've got kids. We have the coolest coins. We do sometimes get in some of the really cool coins. Gil Balfus. Hey, yeah, you've made it twice on this one. The B-roll. There's comments both for and against the B-roll. I like the B-roll.
Well, if people don't know what B-roll means, what are they talking?
Okay, so we're not allowed to say the B-roll word anymore, are we?
B-roll.
Upsets Ruben no end.
B-roll means additional footage.
Yeah, so it's where we put the coin or the bar on a turntable, usually. Some of the bigger ones we can't do, but on a turntable, and we just turn them around in front of the camera and give you all sides in a very stable, well-lit, high-definition platform. Some of the people seem to think we're trying to sell them, which at the end of the day, I guess we are.
Of course we are.
We're a bullion dealer, so we are. But it's actually there because it gives you a chance to study the detail on some of these coins that you may or may not get your sticky fingers on. Whether that be, you can't physically handle them, or whether you can't afford them, or you choose not to afford them at this stage, or they're not part of your collection, but you want a close-up of them. So what we're trying to do in most cases is actually slide the B-roll to the end of the film, so you can watch the clip with us handling them and turning them over and all that sort of stuff. But if you want to go and view the B-roll, the close-ups of it, in a much steadier platform, you don't have my hand shaking away or the camera shaking or, light reflection, that sort of stuff, then you can actually skip to the end and well, not that you'd skip all our wonderful...
Of course not.
Repertoire, but if you want to go and view the coins in or bars in closer, finer detail, you can at the end. So we'll try and minimise it within the context of the video itself, and we'll put it in at the end. So hopefully that takes care of some of the angst that a lot of people seem to support it. A lot of people try and don't like it. So it's a balance. There's a lot of support for you singing there, Joe.
Really? Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A lot of feedback for people finally meeting Sam,
Yeah.
which is good.
We'd actually done an interview with Sam when he first joined, and I'll put a link above to that now. But newcomers to the channel may not have seen it, so do check that out.
I think we pulled it.
We were going
to reshoot it because
did we?
Yeah, both he and I. It's one of those embarrassing moments. It was shot very late on a Friday afternoon. It was like 45 degrees. It had been a mug of a day. We'd been working flat out, and both of us looked half comatose during the interview. So we did release it for a little bit there, but it generated a little bit of negative feedback. So I'm fairly sure it's been pulled.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we should reshoot the video when we're a little bit more alert and not half droned out on a Friday afternoon. There was no substances involved. It was just pure exhaustion.
Okay, you will not see a link above. Okay.
But it's good, yeah. Just don't give him too much feedback. He'll be chasing a pay rise after a while, getting appearance money or something.
Is that why you always keep me down? Is that why you tell me?
Maybe. That seems to be it. That's all the comments on there that I'm commenting on for now. If I've missed your comment and you think it's you'd like a bit more feedback on it, then don't be shy of either putting it on this bottom of this YouTube video, or even shooting us an email, sales@bullionnow.com.au. Not the live one. We're saving the live one, I think, for live feedback for when we're doing the feedback show. So sales at Bullion Now. That way it will be picked up by Sam and it'll be flicked to me or to Joe or whoever it needs to go to. So unless Joe's going to pull me up on anything else, I think that's it for now.
So many things I could pull you up on, but we'll save that for off camera.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know all that. And as always, that's it from me.
And from me too.
We'll see you soon.
See ya.